I could get what's big given, succeed on a mission. Assignment submitted. Quick 16, then I'm dipping. On some nerves, man, I heard, but just listen. In the beginning, the word had been written. No proverbs is disturbed when I'm spitting. Pure verse with precision, the dentist. Rinse your mouth for a verbatim up in it. Little foul with the wordplay, you dig it? Pardon, don't mind if I tardy. Partially, probably sorry. Properly potent and gnarly. Possibly on par with a pro. Pop the top on the bottom of Cardi. Proficient in antics unknown. New J on the block, name's Jules. If you didn't know, now you know.
Hey there, Armor here. Welcome to a brand new Armavation conversation. I'm here with another member from the group Speedboat Collective. He's a content
Ooh,
creator, a music artist, and he's currently known for his great freestyling. Give it up for the one and only Jules. Let's go.
I better hear y'all clapping. Y'all better be clapping. That's what I
Yes,
thought. That's what I
we're
thought.
clapping, we're
Exactly.
clapping.
Hmm.
Okay, so welcome, Jules. Thanks for being here. I've had talks with other guys from your group, and I was like,
Right.
it'd be cool to, just talk to all the group members, if they're willing to. So I was like, let me contact Jules to see where his head is at. So I appreciate you for choosing to do this. Thank you.
Oh, well, I was like, dang, I dropped my second video. Already getting contacted for an interview? Don't mind if I do.
All right. So before we get started, I always like to ask my guests, human to human being, how has life been for you? Did you have any highlights last year or anything you're excited for this year?
Well, this year, I can speak on. Last year, it was just ups and downs and,
Mm.
living a normal life. This year, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of the normal life stuff. Maybe I could do something a little different and see where it takes me. So this year, that's where I'm starting with the freestyles and stuff. And if I'm sure you know this, but I started posting like right at the end of December, right there, like Christmas break. Um, and so yeah, I'm just trying to do a little something. I got a lot of stuff on the way and a lot of ideas.
Hmm.
Uh, Trying to think. I'm still figuring stuff out, but I definitely want to get better quality when it comes to singing and making music. Well, not singing because I don't sing, but rapping and making music and the freestyles and such and things of that nature, which I already got stuff on the way. But for now, it's just kind of build up and build a catalog. So this year is going to be the catalog, the grinding, the finding a sound kind of year. The little, you know how like people grow waves and stuff and they got to
Yeah.
go wolfing and shit? That,
Yes.
that.
Looking forward to it. Let's go. Okay. So let's get started, Jules. A little bit of your background, like how you got to music and freestyling, and I'm aware. Like I did a little bit of research. I know you mentioned you used to do some dancing back in the day.
Yes, I did. I did used to dance. I used to dance first a long time ago. I was really into dancing, grew up dancing first. I think taught myself how to dance first. So it was all freestyling when it came to dancing.
Mm.
And then as I guess I got older, I started getting into it. I had a family member of mine also. We kind of like both used to jump in front of the TV, turn on MTV because we're old and shit. When they used to play nothing but music videos, yeah. And we would just sit there and listen to Chris, see if you can ready, ready, just dancing with each other. He's still dancing to this day. Actually, for my city, he's one of the most known dancers. I tore my ACL back before, like right before COVID hit. And I was like, you know what? You got that, but rapping don't take all the body movements and stuff. I could do that. I could new
Mm.
lane. And also around that time, I had met the collective, the Speedboat guys, and it was funny because we made a diss track way back then. I don't know if you spoke with them and any of them brought it up.
No, I don't know about the diss track.
Okay, so we were in a Discord server. It was my first time being on Discord. I think, have you interviewed Kojo, right?
Yes.
Me and him joined the same Discord server, the same exact time, same day, everything. And then we were like in there just messing with people. And there was a mod in there just being annoying, obnoxious. And if she's watching this, she knows she is. And what was it? We were like, you know what, we're gonna make a diss track. And then it went from diss track to like a love song. And then we got Kojo, KP, if you interviewed him.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got one of our other guys, Yuppie, on it as well. And then we all kind of just like, I think Crispy may have been a part of it, but I don't know if you've interviewed Crispy yet or
Not yet.
got
Not
to
yet.
talk with him. Okay. But yeah, we all just started there and then did that. And then after that, it was kind of just more of like, oh my gosh, it's COVID time. There ain't nothing going on outside. We might as well just sit inside and just try to make music. And then it kind of took off from there.
Okay, wow.
Truthfully,
So, so,
yeah.
just to educate people here, can you go one by one on the Speedboat members and how would you describe them in one word?
Ooh, Kojo, your future baby daddy. That's not one word. Let's see. Let's see. We got KP. I feel like, oh wow, that's a tough one. You just hit me with a tough one because he don't fit in the box. That's the worst part. I guess he'll get the joke, but a hype beast. Yeah, he a hype beast. We have peripheral. I don't know how to say that one, but Akashic, aka I call him Manny, aka peripherals, wherever you find him on social spaces. Um, Difficult. Yes, that's a good word. He a little diabolical. Let's see. We also got Hermie. Hermes, he goes by Enigma
Hmm.
with us, and that's truly a good way to sum him up. I still haven't figured him out to this day. I wasn't fully into the speedboat at first, but now that I'm coming around, he's one of the newer members. So I'm like, I got to get to know you a little bit more. And Enigma is perfect.
Hmm.
We have Yuppie. He's out there doing what he does best, but he made a lot of good music back then, and he made a bunch of covers that like really inspired the rest of us to be like, no, maybe we really should take this music stuff a little bit more serious, just a little bit. We got our boy Alex, although I haven't been in contact with him much, another newer member once I came back around. All I hear is great things, so I can't really label him in one word. And then Crispy is very much so passionate, is a good way to put it.
And yourself.
And then myself, I would say, ooh, I don't know what I would say actually. I feel like that's a tough hit. You hitting these hard questions already. Personally, I would like to say comfortable.
Mm.
I would want people to be like, Jules, he comfy, vibey, real cool, low key. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I
Loving
see
it.
that. I see that. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so we talked about Speedboat, but is there any other significant people in your life that has helped you through your journey, not only as an artist but just in life in general?
Oh my gosh, I should have wrote a list of shout outs to these guys and like all of their stuff. Oh my gosh. So Sir Rob moves. That's my family member, my relative, where we taught each other how to dance. He's out here in Little Rock, Arkansas, cutting up one of the best dancers in street dance around. Uh, find him on Instagram, TikTok, if that's still around where y'all are at, because in America, oh, we ain't gonna get on that. I'm trying to think. I've also reached out to my what was it, lemon? I forgot what they branded as lemon pepper poetry slam, I believe, and mostly to the main man who runs that, Shaman. He is on TikTok. He's more of a comedian kind of style kind of guy, but he also does poetry. So around the city, Little Rock, he'll go around doing poetry and spoken word and such. And I remember getting with him because I was like, I need to learn poetry, brother. Please, please. I could put rabbit, with habit, with da 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 da, but I need to know how to make it like. And so he helped me kind of get it together in that sense. Um, there's so many other people. Mickey V. Ray, she just was dope. She's a dancer too. Met her through the dancing journey, and ever since then, she's just been supportive. I also got Zeldin Cool, aka Official Zell. He's more of a photographer. He more takes pictures, more or less. He started making music too, and he also suggested it, but I don't think he makes music as much as he's trying to do like music videos and get into that sphere of things. So I have a lot of people in different places of creativity that all kind of came together to be like, do anything. We don't care what you do, streaming, music, dancing again. We just want to see you create something. And I was like, you know what? Y'all right. 2025, it's the year. I can't just sit back at the crib not doing nothing. I gotta
Yes.
show up and show out.
Show out, show out. 2025, the year of the artist.
Absolutely.
So to any of those people who watch this maybe one day, shout out to you guys for helping Jules being a part of his journey. So, all right.
Jules can rap too. I had to let people know that I can also rap. I got other things I could do, but I can rap too. And that's how I'm coming at you this year. Now,
Okay.
2027, I might switch up.
Mm,
We'll see.
I heard
We'll see.
that. Time will tell. Time will
We'll
tell.
see.
Okay, so moving on here, what do you feel like has been your best moment as an artist so far, and what has been your lowest moment as an artist?
My best moment so far is, and since I haven't done too much so far, it's so early in the year, it's still January, and I think I've only dropped like 5 videos. My
Mm-hmm.
best moment is being able to tap into a creative space. You know, like how you can, a lot of people in a weird way, philosophical for a second, but a lot of people don't know themselves, and a lot of people can't tap into themselves and create
Mm,
to a level that could be pushed out, if that makes sense.
right, right.
And with the people I have around me, I was like, dang, y'all helped me like realize like I could do that. It's not that hard. I just gotta put a little more effort into it. And so this year I'm like, we're gonna start slow and I'm gonna show y'all I can put this effort into.
Mm.
And so that's probably the best is being able just to sit down, listen to a song and be like, I could write better than this person on the beat right now. Hold on, let me go get that instrumental real quick. I don't care how famous they are. That has been pretty great just to find like a new hobby almost to be like, wow, this is dope. Now the lowest would probably be as an artist. I would say it taken me this long to be fair, because like I said, in 2020 when COVID hit, this is when I met the Speedboat collective guys, and like we all got together and made music. They kept going from 2020 up till this point, 2025. And I just was like, oh yeah, I'll help y'all. I'll encourage y'all. We're gonna start music. Yeah, I'll make like 2 or 3 songs, and then I'm not doing this no more. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna let y'all be great.
Mm.
And then I just sat back and kind of supported in the background. But I also had been writing. I just was too in my own head and kind of a little immature too much to feel like I should be putting my face on social media.
Mm.
So yeah, that would probably be my lowest, was overthinking and being like I'm not good enough and I don't got nothing to say and I'm not creative enough and being hard on yourself.
Right,
So I
right.
kind of beat myself up for a few years at this point. So now I'm like, all right, we got to stop that. We got to get out of that.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of getting out of that, I mean, since you've started back again, have you ever dealt with any criticism, maybe from people who have seen your freestyle as yet, or have you dealt with any like feedback where you're like, oh, I know they want me to do better in a certain way, but it kind of rubs me the wrong way. Have you ever dealt with that yet?
I think that came with the immaturity why I didn't start back in 2020, because I was definitely one of those people you could just be like, "Hey man, how about you don't wear a shirt without the sleeves?" And then I'd be in my feelings. I'd be, "Huh? Shirt without, but that's what I wanted." And getting to the point I am now, I'm just like every hint of criticism, I'm like, okay, that's a nugget right there. I don't care what you say. Somebody was like, your audio sucks. And I was like, okay, that's blunt, but how do you suggest I improve it? And then they were like, well, this is an idea. You could like the videos I'm making now, the audio is pretty rough, and I can agree to that. So then I've got tips on how to make it better and how to possibly do like voiceovers. And now I'm looking into that. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm definitely gonna switch to that now because you're right. I need to upgrade the quality of what I want if I want it to blow up, honestly. And so I haven't been taking or feel like I've had any criticism where it's hit me in the heart and I've been mad. It's more of criticism where I'm like, okay,
Mm.
let me see what I could do with that first before I start getting in my feelings and getting, crashing out on folks. Hold on.
And yeah, I agree with that because even myself, like I've gotten like unsolicited advice, but it's really about what the intentions from that person is. You gotta like kind of feel out
Ye-
if they just trying to control what you doing or they really care to see you improve. So it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, in your opinion, what do you think is the best way for music artists to succeed at what they do? Do you think they should make music, for to see what their supporters want to see or hear, or should they make it for themselves what they truly love, or is it really a mix of both?
So, funny story. I'm gonna have to send this to him because he know who he is. But the great, this is an artist that came from California. He's been doing it for like a while, way before I even got to meet him. My homie Sir Rob had brought him over to the crib one time when we were roommates, and I came through, and I was like, it was around 2023, still kind of in that immature stage. And he was an artist. He's been in record, like actual studios making records and stuff, and with famous people. And I was like, well, what should I do? Da, 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 da. And I like wrote some stuff for him and like rapped it to him. And he's like, mm-mm. And then I made something else and then rapped it to me, like, mm-mm. And I'm like, something else, and he's like, and after a while, I started getting in my feelings about it. I was like, well, what could I rap about? He's like, the stuff that you want to rap about really isn't popular and nobody will listen to. And then I
Mm.
was like, okay, well, that's fair, but I don't know, And he was like, you got to start saying stuff that people would like to listen to, stuff that you already know is blowing up. But then in my head, I was like, that's not what I want to make, nor what I want to represent. And as I sat on it from 2023 to now, I was like, even if I don't get the biggest audience and I'm not Drake, I'd rather still have my own lane because success is different to different people. And so as
Right.
long as I got a decent following who's like, we're always coming back to listen to what you got to say, that's all I need. That's it.
Right. That goes back to us, me talking about like intentions. Like if someone wants to really see you do better, they're gonna point you towards the right direction. But in a way where you're still unique to yourself, not like where they want you to change and like fit into whatever. We're made to stand out as
Yeah.
artists. So, okay. Speaking of music
Yep.
artists, what artists do you listen to or are inspired by?
There's a long list. I'm gonna shorten it. So we're gonna pick out some of my all-time favorites. I feel like they don't miss or they rarely miss. We're gonna have to hit up Saba.
Mm.
I'm sure you know No Name,
Mm.
and then Shmino. Top three right there. Those are some great artists in my eyes, and they all hit different levels of different things. Like No Name is the artist who kind of speaks on things where everybody's like, mm-mm, you shouldn't be talking about that, but she still does it anyways, and there's still people that follow her. So that's very inspiring to me. Same with Saba, on the other hand, he does do that, but he also has the flows, the rhythms, the poetry that go with it. And I'm like, ooh, that's super nice. And then Shmino, for example, he does sing and rap about what people want to hear, but
Mm.
he also does it in his own flavor, his own style. And I'm like, okay, I like that. Maybe I could also do that in a way too. Those are like three of my biggest inspirations. We got two more. We got JID, Rapidy
Mm.
Rap, 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 Rap. Yup,
Mm.
makes sense. And then Mac Miller, rest in peace, a
Oh
go.
yes, yes. Yeah, I was just talking to
And,
another artist about him because he did a collaboration with a Mac Miller fan page, a previous artist I spoke to. But yeah, and I know that his album just came out. So yes, definitely. Like I was telling the other person I talked to, I was like, I listen to Mac Miller's Tiny Desk concert all the time.
I do too. I do too. I put that one on repeat. I like go listen to Smino's live concerts because all his songs, even though, like I said, he raps about what people want to hear,
Hmm.
he's also like, when you look at his live concerts, he does like a gospel twist on them.
Mm.
So that it's like, ooh, it has a very soul feel, even though he's talking about smoking. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, you still make it creative, even though it is what everybody listens to.
Okay.
I want to also say XXX Tentacion. He was the one who kind of
Yes.
started the whole music thing in my head because I heard his music to begin with, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is different.
Very versatile artist. Greatly missed. Yeah.
Very much too. I actually got a fun fact. I got a little tattoo because of him. It's like X's
Oh.
and V's. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I
Nice.
wanted to look tribal, and I was like, yeah, in his honor type shit.
Okay, nice. Very creative. Okay. So Jules, I kind of want to transition here again, and I want to go through and talk about some of my top three favorite lines or bars from your freestyles that you put out, and I will, and I would like you
Girl, what?
if you could help me, analyze it a little more, elaborate on it, and I'll tell you
Okay, okay.
how I perceived it. All right.
I can pick or choose to pick. Let the draft in, unload the stick.
So first, I like this line. This was your second freestyle you did on January 3rd. You said, quote, I could pick or choose to pick, let the draft in, unload the stick. Now, this is a clever line because you could perceive this in different ways. Like, I get the sports reference where there's a, a draft
Hmm.
pick. But what I also got from it, I don't know why, it could mean like picking a lock and opening the door to let the draft in from the door and unload a weapon. I mean, so you tell me,
Yep.
elaborate. What does it really mean?
So a long time, well, not really a long time ago. I guess this is like a year or two ago, or sometime. I heard "Stick" from JID with the Dreamville stuff, and I was like, "Ooh!" And I wanted to make a reference to that, so I was like, "Let the draft in, unload the stick." It was a draft pick, yes. It was also supposed to be a like rolling the window down because in the song they're like, "Roll down the window." Roll up the window. So I was like, when you roll down the window, the draft comes in, and
Mm.
then their song is about sticks, like you know what people want to hear. So I was like, okay, I can do a little something. But the door one, I didn't expect that one. Actually, that's kind of fire. Actually, I love that. Hold on.
Okay, okay. So yeah, that's what I perceived from it. Okay, well, thanks for clearing that up. All right. Okay, so the next one I really like.
I told myself, pack up, let's vominos. There's more to the universe, I don't know. Everything isn't planned, I just hope that it falls together like when smacking those dominoes. Made some new friends after I went ghost. Lost the old ones, I guess at the time it's shown that the new man I am ain't falling for it easily. Like smacking those dominoes gleefully, quick like toast.
Quote, he said, everything isn't planned. I just hope that it falls together like when smacking those dominoes. I made some new friends after I went ghost, lost the old ones. I guess that the time has shown that the new man I am ain't falling for it easily like when smacking those dominoes. So I love how you use
Hmm.
the imagery of smacking dominoes to describe the hope for things to be better in your life, but also to describe it from a perspective of change, learning and growing, creating new boundaries for yourself. So, what made you write this? And if you collaborate on this part of your freestyle, what it truly means to you?
So for me, another inspiration on my sleeve, that song was also inspired by Shmino because I feel like that was more of one of my flowy ones,
Hmm.
where he more is a singy kind of rapper, if that makes sense, like an R&B artist, I guess he would call himself, but he also raps. And so that song was inspired by that. And that part specifically was more of, like you said, change. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to start doing it and see where it goes.
Mm.
Just like when you start smacking dominoes and watching it go and go and go, and something's going to come along the way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
eventually.
Right, right. Yeah. I like the way you
Embracing change.
embracing. Yep,
Hmm.
definitely, definitely. Okay, and lastly,
Did a sea full of friends. I guess they seasick, no longer see them. But I get it, I know the reason. Switch like seasons, no text, no call, no service. Responsibilities change, you know your purpose. Lost our connection, but on the surface, we know we cool, and that's for certain. Why? Cause I'm hurting. Pandemic on my mind, I miss my people. Hindsight 2020, but my mindset was never equal.
quote, this one, a sea full of friends. I guess they seasick. No longer see them, but I get it. I know the reason. Switch like seasons. No text, no call, no service responsibilities. Change, you know your purpose. Lost our connection on the service, but we know we cool, and that's for certain. I'm hurting, pandemic on my mind. I miss people. Hindsight 2020, but my mindset was never equal. Wow. So
Hmm.
this one was very deep. It's very relatable considering how the pandemic changed a lot of people's lives, situations, relationships, and ways of
Yep.
communicating. So how much has this freestyle meant to you, and how significant is it to you? If you're okay with sharing how you came up with these lines.
So funny enough, remember when I was like, I took a graceful bow out back in 2020 when everybody started making music in the Speedboat group?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that attributed to that song specifically. This one was more personal. This wasn't just like a reference to somebody. This was more of by the time 2020 rolled around, I was already missing people. And then also with like, I guess the last one that you pointed out also kind of goes with this one as well, with the last, bar and reference you mentioned, is that like I started missing people. I really did. And then I also around that time became super antisocial. Like
Mm.
even though the world started to open up again, I still was like, I'm okay. I got so used to not, having people around, I'm okay. I'd rather have my peace. But then I didn't think about having and trying to maintain peace meant disconnecting.
Mm.
And so then I lost a lot of relationships and disconnected from a lot of people. But there's a lot of people around that time who I shouted out earlier and stuff who stuck around, even though they were like, he don't feel like going out to no clubs, or he don't feel like going out to this event, or he don't feel like showing up for this photo shoot or something. But they still know on the surface, we cool. Like, even though I'm not going to these things, we know we're
Mm,
still friends. We're still homies. We still will hang out any other time. Like, I'll let you come over to the crib. Like, don't
mm-hmm,
get that messed up. I just ain't going outside, you know?
mm,
And so that's kind of where all that came from, was, again, like you said, relatable. And I was like, that's something I'm sure a lot of people could feel, because there's probably a lot of people they used to talk to back then that they don't speak to anymore. And
right.
there's a lot of people that I used to work with back then that I was really close to that I just don't speak to anymore. And I'm like, I miss y'all. I even shouted out so many people when I posted that one. I was like, I want you to know I miss you, but like, here
Oh.
you go, you know?
But yeah, that line right there, you said hindsight is 2020. That is a good one, because literally it's like figuratively and literally, because hindsight, looking back, that was the year 2020. That's so cool. I like how you said
Yep.
it. Okay. So,
And then the mindset was never equal. That
mhm.
was me alluding to my immaturity back then compared to my maturity now, I feel like.
Right, right. Awesome. Okay. So just like two more questions before I let you start off with your freestyle or spoken word, Jules. So
Okay.
what advice would you give to music upcoming music artists who want to become better at freestyling, or just get better at writing, or coming up with bars on the spot? What would you suggest?
So that's a tough one because I asked a lot of people that question myself before I started. And I guess I also kind of avoided a question earlier where you were like, what, you would say to somebody who would be an artist upcoming trying to do the same.
Mm,
Honestly, I'm in the stage of just do it. Dominoes fall
mm,
together. Just start, and the rest of it's gonna land on each other, and it's just gonna keep rolling and going. I believe that like when it comes to writing, so freestyling, I never stopped. So 2020, I started writing, but I was like, ooh, my pen isn't that good. So then I had a friend, another one that I also could allude to, I don't see much anymore. My boy Chris Shaw, he used to go by X Speaks or Chris Speaks. I don't know what he goes by anymore. I don't think he's making music anymore at all. Very talented, very great freestyle artist. Like, just, we used to drive, like, he used to do DoorDash, and I
mm,
just used to be in his passenger. I'd let him drive my car, and I'd just turn on beats, and then we're just sitting there freestyling back and forth. And as we were doing that, I started getting better at it. So it was kind of one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah. And then when I first started doing Jules Can Rap, the whole idea was just to sit down with people on my couch right here in the living room and just freestyle, turn on a beat. We'll sit here, we'll freestyle, and then we'll talk about things going on in the world. But a lot of friends couldn't make it and could, consistently do it. So then I was like, okay, we'll switch it a little bit, and I'll just start writing again, because now I know my freestyles are better. So then it's actually a lot easier. I feel like freestyling's a lot easier because you'll hear a beat and then you're like, okay. And then you'll just start freestyling and you're like, oh, I'm in the zone with this one. And it'll help you pick that beat and find the sounds you like to go back and be like, okay, save this beat, come back, let's start writing something to it because the freestyle was cool. Or if I said something cool or a bar in the freestyle that I liked, I'm writing that down first. And then I'll build off of that and make like a verse or a chorus or something,
mm.
and go from there.
Right. Wow. Well said. Well said. Yeah. Like in the words of Jules, smack those dominoes and see where it all falls.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So lastly here, Jules, where do you see yourself in the future? Where do you want to take your skills and talents? What are you striving for with your art and music? What do you want your impact to be in this world?
The impact in the world as a whole, I can't speak on.
Mm.
There's a lot of things I would love to stand for and represent, but you know how it is, being human, and certain opportunities will come with certain, I don't want to say curses, but that's maybe handicaps is a better way to put it, to where it's like, oh, if I go this lane, maybe I have to sacrifice something I didn't want to, and I don't want to go too deep into that. But I feel like, as far as I know, I would like to show that I musically can rap and speak, but in the future, I'd probably lean more into streaming.
Oh.
But we won't talk too much on that. But I would like to probably use this time to build an audience through music,
Mm.
for like understanding me, my thought process, and my creative process, and then go to streaming and also still do music.
Awesome. Well, I hope everything works out. Whatever you want to do, just hope it works out for you, because, like you said, you came back, you went through a lot, so just keep on going. And okay, all right. So Jules, I think is now's the time if you if you're ready
Oh,
to start doing your
okay.
freestyle or spoken word. I'll let you begin when you're ready.
Let's see. It's disturbing mass hysteria is an over liquid crimson. It's shit talking from a distance, mixed with the lack of discipline, disrespect, misrepresented as fact, when fiction, a disconnect. But maybe that's the point, though no one listens. Dishonor amongst innocents, something I dissented. Nowadays I roll it up and blow out that dispense. Mind of gold from copper stone goes to show what's above can mold the down below. Philosopher with the pen speaking that nonsense that I'll bestow. Doesn't take the top of a mountain to find a steep plateau, a shallow seat I know. Other side of where a key may go, you see a king of crows taking on the sky, still in the eagle's flow. Even in the freezing cold, the steps you take leave an impact on this season's snow. Let it melt away and feast upon the peace unknown. Dystopia keep me feeding, no. Dystopia keep me needing, mo. Dystopia lacks the cornucopia needed to see me grow. Dystopia is the phobia I have, same as the GMO. My phobia is if Babylonians are what we is, bro. Then let me lead this hoe with my peeps in tow. Dystopia. There it is.
Woo! Snap, 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 snap. Let's go. Awesome, Jules. Thank you. Wow, that was amazing. Once again, Jules, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be vulnerable, share your story, share a little bit more about yourself, share your freestyles, and thanks for showcasing that. And I just want to say, like, I know you went through tough times. I could relate to that myself, like, as an artist, just giving up and then coming back and then giving up and then coming
You
back.
make music too, girl. You ain't say that.
Hey,
Hold
hold on.
on.
I did a little something here and there. So yeah, but I just want to say, I hope you keep going and doing what you're doing, and I'll be glad to see you and your Speedboat brothers do amazing things, because I've always said it. I said it to them too. Like, you guys are very versatile and amazing, and I just hope the best for your group and each of you individually. So yeah. So thanks to anyone who's tuned into this. If you like content such as this, feel free to like and share this video. Support independent artists. Comment your thoughts, and check out Jules. He's doing amazing things. He has amazing freestyles, and I'll put his links in the description. So with that being said, hope you enjoyed today's video. See you next time, and take care.
Hindsight 2020, but my mindset was never equal. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but not they feeling see through. Window pane don't feel the same, cause Mary J's not lethal. It's still not legal, I wonder why. Laying in my bed with my sanity in the sky. Is that my high? Is that my peak? This life I'm living is